the self-respect, self-love, self-trust, self-worth is gone in Black women. It's not there. That's why it's difficult for Black women to be inside of relationships right now. That's why Black women are so single out here, because the lack of accountability, not wanting to be like, okay, yeah, it is me making poor choices, instead of blaming an entire race, an entire gender for why they keep having issues. And I'm not exonerating the Dusties. I tell you all the time, it's Dusties, but you got to learn how to not choose a Dusty.
They call me a god. 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 Let's go.
I would not have been arguing with him. I'm not saying her arguing with him deserved him punching her like that. But anytime as a woman you see a man and his level of anger and crazy, do not argue back with him. I'm not saying this because not just for your own safety, but if you have a level of self-respect to begin with, if you are the type of woman who just has self-respect just for yourself, you would not even entertain arguing back and forth with him. I tell people all the time when I talk about that, I would have looked at him like he was crazy and just stood there. It would have took the sting away for him, because he wouldn't have had no ammo, no nothing. I would have ignored him and act like who are you? Like, I don't know you. Like, why? Ignored him and kept pushing and doing what I was doing. That's how I'd addressed him. Now, I'm not saying there haven't been women out there who didn't argue with a man and still got punched or hit or killed. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, as a woman with a level of class and self-control, the last thing that you needed to do as a woman is sit there and argue back with a man, especially a man who ain't paying your bills, ain't fucking you, ain't nothing you, just some dude at a restaurant with attitude. Oh no, you a Dusty. I ain't got time for that. No, you no more words. She entertained it too much. That's weird to me. But then again, it's common for Black women. I just told y'all a woman was just yelling at a dude at a car rental place in Dubai, a Black woman. So this is common behavior. Y'all, if you've been on the YouTube for a long time, even if you wasn't subscribed to my channel and you just been on YouTube, how many channels did you see where they was posting negative behaviors of Black women for years? Like, I can remember far back as 2008 when I first got my channel, where I seen male content creators on here posting clips of Black women acting crazy as hell. So I seen Black women doing it. This is not me just, but I want to know why. Like, I really want to understand what is going on with Black women. I get that we're hurt. I get that we've been misused. I get that we've been mistreated. But where's the self-love, the self-respect, and the self-control at? Where's that at? Where is it? You feel me? It's like gone. That's what hurts me. And Black women still sit here and be like, we're the most disrespected. Yeah. Disrespecting ourselves on the regular ain't helping either. Pushing our sexuality to the forefront all the time. Telling niggas we don't need them and all this stuff. Come on now. I seen a lady put up a screenshot of her text messages, right? And it was just different guys. And instead of even naming the guys what they were named, she named something like how they look or what they did. If they sent her money, that was their name in her phone. And it was just guys. And I was like, what are you doing? Why are you, like, the internet has given women too much access, just people, too much access to other people. So because you need attention from multiple people, it's going to be hard for you to keep a solid relationship, because you no longer feel like one person loving you is enough. You need attention from every man you meet, Every man that sees your social media, you need it. Why? I'm worried about women. I really am. And people want to say it's the feminist movement and all of this stuff. And I'm like, I don't even think that, I think that might have been an issue before, but now this is a whole nother problem. Because who raised these women? Who raised these women? Black women or feminists or white feminists? They were raised by black women. So that means grandmothers, mothers, aunties, older sisters are the women who raised them to be how they are. Ain't a fucking way I'm arguing back when I'm telling you, as an American woman, the way that we've been acting been strange. Flat out, it's been a little off. Like straight up. Hey, I'm gonna show y'all another lady. Here's another lady.
I don't find anything cute.
Hold on, wait.
And in health.
And in health.
To love.
To love.
Cherish.
Cherish.
And to obey.
We didn't talk about that one in council.
We did talk about that in council. Yes, we did. So you want me to repeat that again? You want to just keep going?
I think we can keep going.
All right.
I'm still trying to figure out what the joke was because I don't find anything cute or remotely funny in that video. If you aren't with the man that you can listen to, because that's what obeying comes to at the end of the day. If you aren't with the man that you can listen to, take guidance from, and constructive criticism from, why are you even with him? A real man is going to demand a type of respect where if he says something, you're not always going to question him about it. You're going to give him space to lead while you follow behind him quietly. And that doesn't mean you don't have a voice, but you understand that there's a time to speak and a time to keep silent. And if he so as stumbles or makes a mistake, you still stand behind him and support him as you continue to push him to be the man of God that he called him to be. Child, if I were him, I would have left her right there.
Did y'all see what she did? Let me play it again.
And in health.
And in health.
To love.
To love.
Cherish.
Cherish.
And to obey.
We didn't talk about that one in council.
We did talk about that in council. Yes, we did. So you want me to repeat that again? You want to just keep going?
I think we can keep going.
All right.
I'm still trying to figure out what the joke was.
Let me tell you something. My daughter, I was sitting down like eating, and my daughter came in and she said to me, I can tell the difference between the girls who grew up with a father and the girls who didn't, because of the stuff that they feel comfortable with doing and saying to men. When you had men in your life, right, it's easy for you to, a good man, it's easy for you to pick better men, make better choices in men, be empathetic towards men. And I feel like a lot of the women who are walking around here, preaching about being single or don't want to submit or are uncomfortable with the obey part of their marital vows didn't necessarily have a positive relationship with men in order for her to feel comfortable enough to allow a man to do something like that. See, to me, anytime I've gotten in a relationship, right, I've always factored in whether or not that man could lead me somewhere. The only time I will ever disrespect a man is if he doesn't have the necessary leadership skills to be telling me to do too much of anything. So I would not feel comfortable with being in a relationship with him if he isn't necessarily doing the things that he needs to do to show me that he can lead me in the right direction. Like if I see a man who is wealthy, who is successful, he ain't got to be wealthy. He could just be financially stable. He's doing stuff for his community. He always has something intellectual and bright to say. Of course, my ass is going to listen to everything that he says because he's a good person. He's a good man. Why not allow him to lead? Why is that such a problem for so many women? I don't get that. And even if that was a problem for her to have, why would she say that, prove that in front of everybody at their wedding and turn it into a joke when really that's a negative red flag right there that maybe them two shouldn't be married. They shouldn't be getting married because she doesn't trust him enough to obey him. And when we talk about obeying men and submission, I think a lot of times women look at it extremely negative because women are scared of losing power. Like, women want to control men. So when we talk about submission and obeying men, it's scary because they don't want to lose control. And I get it, because we get into a vulnerable state. We're fragile. Of course, who would want to trust a man or be submissive to a man when we always been getting hurt by them? Okay. And at the same time, as a woman, if you a good woman yourself, you big on taking accountability. So if there's this vicious cycle or this pattern where you continuously keep getting into relationships with men where it's a negative experience, you have to understand that you somehow keep attracting those men and you keep choosing those men. You keep failing the introduction test. You are not vetting men properly because it's a pattern at this point. That means you have habits, sis. You have things that you keep seeing in each man, and regardless to whether that man, who that man is, the same outcome keeps happening because those men have the same behavioral patterns that you are attracted to. So you have to understand, okay, what are they showing me from the beginning? And please spare me with the, oh, he could trick us, he fooled me, he blah, blah, blah. Well, then you need to work on your intellect. You need to work on who you are. You need to work on your intuition, because your intuition always tell you. You just got to be strong enough to read it properly. You got to be the one that be like, okay, my intuition telling me not to fuck with this dude. Let me not. You got to trust yourself. And I feel like the self-respect, self-love, self-trust, self-worth is gone in Black women. It's not there. That's why it's difficult for Black women to be inside of relationships right now. That's why Black women are so single out here, because the lack of accountability, not wanting to be like, okay, yeah, it is me making poor choices, instead of blaming an entire race, an entire gender for why they keep having issues. And I'm not exonerating the dusties. I tell you all the time, it's dusties, but you got to learn how to not choose a dusty.